Hi everyone, welcome back. It's about to be the weekend. This is the weekly wind down. So a little flow to set you up for the weekend, get your body moving after maybe sitting on the desk all day, get some energy going to get ready for your Saturday and Sunday. So let's begin in our Stargazer position. So hammock behind the back. Pressing up through the hips, releasing the arms. If you want to take it all the way back, releasing the neck. If that's too much, keep the head tucked. And let's bring the hands behind the head. And just start to bring a little bit of movement into the body. Oh, what's up, hen? Are you ready for the weekend too? Just stretching out the side body. Feels nice and good. Let's start to slow down this way. And bring it back into the center. Okay, let's send it through to the front. So pressing through the feet, lean it all the way forward. Let's get into a little bit of a rhythm here. So sweeping the hands back, sweeping the hands forward, and just moving at your own pace. A little bit of blood flow, getting the heart rate up. Changing the state of your body. Just bringing a little bit of movement into the body can completely change your state of mind, get you out of work mode and into weekend mode. All right, one more. Nice. Bring the hands back onto the poles, walk the feet forward, let's take a little figure four here. Stretch out the outer hip. Option to press down on your knee if you want to get it a bit deeper. Sending the breath down. Those tight hips. I did some skiing this week. My hips are quite tight actually. That's the thing about living in a ski town. You're actually always quite tight. Awesome, releasing the leg, straightening the right leg, hugging the left leg up and in, hold. Keep the neck long, tuck the chin, squeeze the abs, and release back down to the floor. If you need to reset, let's move over onto the other side. Rooting down through the left leg. Right ankle crosses left knee. Option to press down. One side might be tighter than the other. Just observing. No judgment. Nice deep breaths, sending the breath into that right outer hip, stretching out that glute. Let's take one more breath here. And straighten out the left leg, hug the right knee into the body, nice and tight through the core, rooting down through that left leg. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Let's walk the feet back under the rigging point. Use your arms to pull you up. Untuck the elbows. Hinging at the hips. Let's take a little bit of a pec stretch here. Opening through the heart. Your shoulders hunched over or bad posture. Make our pecs a little bit tight. It's always nice to open them up, create more space. Looking over the right shoulder, pressing into the fabric with the left hand. Nice deep breaths here. Coming back to center. Looking over the left shoulder, pressing in with the right hand this time. Really feeling that open. That feels great. Bringing it back to the center, passing the fabric over the head, sliding our hands down. You can either stay in the wrist wrap or bring the hands to prayer position. And let's just roll through some cat-cows here. So tucking the pelvis, arching through the back, rolling up. Sending the hip bones back, looking up to the sky. And let's just round back up and flow through some of these at your own pace. Just waking up the spine. Literally have no idea what's going on outside. I apologize. Keep rolling through. Maybe you want to get funky with it. Take a little disco cat while we're here. You do you. You can do whatever you like. Be playful with it. Okay, coming back to the center. Slowly rolling up, one vertebrae at a time, stacking. Head comes up last. Release the hands, take a step back from your fabric. Let's take a mountain pose here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and let it go. All right, separating the fabric. Let's bring our right knee into the fabric. So we're gonna go for a lunge position here. Both hands are gonna go on the poles. Root down through the left foot, press it forward. And then we wanna feel that nice opening in the left hip flexor. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. And just opening up in those hips. Nice deep breaths. Creating space, stretching it all out so you can go and do all the activities or no activities. Some people like to rest at the weekend. I applaud you. I need to get better at resting. Okay, if you want to sink it a little bit further, we're going to drop the back knee onto the mat and press it forward. So a little bit deeper here, a little bit juicier. It might not be for you, that's okay. You can stay upright with the knee elevated if this is too much. You really squeeze in that left glute, it can help the front of the hip relax in the psoas. Very nice. Let's tuck the toes if you have the knee on the floor. Use the arms to really help you pull back up here. Into our lunge, let's hold that for a second. And draw the knee back to the midline. So you might need to hop your foot back in there if you got a little lost. Let's come to our warrior. So arms coming up, let's have the front arm through the fabric. Left foot is parallel with the mat, pressing forward, gazing down through the middle finger, tucking the pelvis under. Breathing through it. I know this one can be a little spicy. Releasing the left hand to the thigh, reversing the warrior. Really squeezing in those inner thighs. Whew. And coming back through. This time let's drop the right arm through, bring the head with you. Staying pressed into that front leg. Left hand can stay on the pole, sinking down in. Breathing through it. When you're ready to release, bring the right hand back on, head comes through, and zip up with the inner thighs. Whew, that was challenging, even for me. Okay, other side. Left leg coming in, both hands on the poles, and pressing forward into our lunge. So opening up in that right hip this time. Again, if you want to really feel the release, you can squeeze the glute and let the front of the hip relax. Because I have serious regret for turning the heat so high before I began this video. If you are joining me on the floor, we're dropping the back knee and pressing it forward into the hammock. A little bit deeper here. You do you. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Stay up on the ball of your foot and keep the knee raised. Breathing through, sending the breath where it needs to go. Whenever you're ready, if you're on the floor, join me in tucking the toes and using the arms to pull back up. We're going into our warrior on the other side. So right foot parallel to the back of the mat, left knee is in. If this is a little bit too much on your knee, you can always fan the fabric out as well. It just dissipates the pressure. So pressing it forward, raising the arms, feeling like there's a string on either end of your arms and they're pulling opposite directions, creating as much length as we can. Nice and strong in the inner thighs. Gazing down the arm at the middle finger. Drop the right hand onto the right thigh. Reverse the warrior. Really feeling that space in the side body, opening lots of space in between the ribs. Ooh, almost lost my balance. And arm comes through the center, right arm comes onto the right pole, sneak the left elbow on the inside of the left knee, finding lots of length here, stretching through the obliques. Take one more breath here and begin to zip it back up. If you need a little hand getting out of here, my hammock's kind of tight, you can bring your hand back on into the warrior, zip it up through the thighs and release the foot. Let's give the feet a little bit of a pedal out. before we move on to our inversion. So pressing down on the hammock, coming up on the tippy toes if we need to, pressing the hammock into the hip bones, folding in the crease, walking the hands in front of us, walking the feet back, and when you're ready, releasing the feet from the floor. Let's begin in a little tuck ball, and let's bring a little bit of side movement into this. So just massaging out the hip flexors. We got into a nice stretch with them there. So just giving them a little bit more love. The thing about doing a little wind down on a Friday is that it really sets you up for the weekend. Maybe you want to rest, do some more stretching. Maybe you're feeling energized now and you want to go do all the things. And it really feels different for everyone. All right, let's begin to slow this way. And we're going to bring our legs out into our wide straddle. And then pressing back. So flying straddle. Staying nice and long through the spine. Hands are rooting down through the mat. Neck is long. And just breathe into it. Stacking our shoulders back over our hands. Let's bring our feet on and hook the feet on the poles. You can do one at a time if that feels more comfortable for you. And then let's press it back. Another little hip opener here. Breathing into the back, creating space. Feeling that length in your body. Enjoying it. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Inhale. And exhale, let it go. Deep inhale. And exhale, release. Begin to bring the shoulders back over the wrists. We're going to release the feet down to the floor. Let's pause here for a ragdoll. You can take the elbows in the hands. Feel that nice stretch through the hamstrings. And let's release the hands. And soft bend in the knees, slowly start to roll it back up. And release the shoulders back and down. Let's take a counter stretch for our inversion, so backpack. If you need to walk the feet forward, go ahead and do so. Second stage, release the hands. Maybe feel the blood flowing through the arms and to the fingertips. And just catching our breath, restoring our equilibrium, letting our head relax. Observing the effects of the inversion. Feeling the blood pumping through the body. Makes you feel alive. Reminds you that you're alive. Soft bend in the knees. Slowly roll it up. Go ahead and release your backpack. Let's begin to wind on. Fan out your fabric. Go ahead and grab a few handfuls. Press down into your fabric. Scoot your booty in. I'm very coordinated with my silk today. Okay, snuggling the shoulders in. Let's take a floating child's pose. So, bow the head. Allow the body to relax. And just thank yourself for showing up today, for having a hopefully great week, and heading into the weekend to restore our energy, do the things that we love, and get that work-life balance. When you're ready, slowly start to come up, bring the head up, and we're going to open up the fabric, fan it out, and pop our feet in. Let yourself be heavy as we come to our final resting position, Shavasana. And just being heavy in your hammock. Giving yourself some time before you dive into your plans or your busyness. Letting it all go. You are welcome to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you like. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a beautiful weekend, and namaste. See you next time.